Welcome to another episode of Tell You First.
Oh, on Tell You First, usually it's like a very chill, blue kind of thing. But today I feel like a unicorn has, blazed into the studio, Harish.
One of the OGs of the content creator space in Singapore.
Yeah. She's been described by The Guardian newspaper in the UK as offensive by Singapore standards. She has been, subjected to police reports. I mean, that has happened more than once. But she's still doing this after 20 years. And I just want to ask, we have Miss Wendy Cheng, aka Xiaxue, in the studio. Does it get exhausting being right all the time?
Oh my God, I'm so tired of being right all the time.
Yes.
I hate it when I'm right. People don't realize I'm right. Only like 10 years later. And then they are like secretly, she's right the entire time. And then it's like, I don't get any recognition for it because it's 10 years later already,
Yeah. And you've been right since 2003? I think when do you first hear of Xiaxue? Can you talk, Harish, when was the first time you heard of her?
2007, 2008 when studying.
God.
I think some blog post or something. I mean, we're all in the same boat as you.
Right.
I'm not even kidding. I remember opening up your blog I was studying in Philadelphia University, and like the study rooms, we would open up your blog and all the Singaporeans would be like, hey, check out Xiaxue's new post.
Yeah, I remember last time I used to have a lot of like these blog readers. They would actually like tell me that they are studying overseas or they're overseas or they marry overseas. They love to read the blog because it's like a little piece of Singapore.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but just going back to introducing you, how do you introduce yourself now? Because there are a lot of listeners who are from different generations and all. How do you go about introducing yourself to people who might not know you?
This is a very good question. So recently, I just bought a new house and I'm looking for like furniture or like renovation sponsors. So I am messaging these people, that brands I'm interested to potentially work with. Yeah. And then I don't know how to introduce myself because I'm just like, if they already know who I am and then I say, hi, I'm Xiaxue, an influencer from Singapore. It sounds very like... just weird lah.
Yeah.
So I just never say anything. I just assume.
But are they responding?
Okay, so that's the thing. It's a bit paiseh. So like one of them was like, are you an ID? Like he never even clicked into the profile to see. Like you get what I mean?
You thought your profile would kind of sell itself lah?
Yeah, like because it's I messaged on Instagram,
IG,
right? Yeah, so I just assumed that they click, they will see that this one is probably an influencer lah, right?
So then what do you respond?
I'm an influencer.
No, I need one. No.
I just like, I'm an influencer with a laughing emoji. Then they never replied me.
But outside of clients or potential clients, how about like social settings? Are there, I mean, I'm sure there are young like Gen Alphas or Gen Zs that have never experienced, what Xiaxue is like.
Right. So far, nobody came in my face and like, who are you kind of thing.
Okay.
Or like when you're meeting a group of people.
There was this one girl who is like a Gen Z, I would say Gen Z influencer.
Yeah.
But I think that she knows who I am. But she was just like trying to be funny or like trying to put me down or something. So she was just like, I would like to follow you. Then she like took out her phone. What's your Instagram? Like that lah. Yeah. Then I was just like, you fucking disrespectful little piece of shit. You think you have a career without me? How dare you?
This is the point you crash out at the Gen Z.
You really? What the hell? Then I'm just like...
So do you respond?
No, I was just very irritated. So I'm just like, okay, XIAXUE. And then she just followed. And I refused to follow her back. I just stared.
Yeah. But okay, I mean, I talk about all this because, I mean, people...
Do I sound very conceited? I feel like I sound very conceited.
No, I think that's why I want to give some context. That this is something I pulled from an article in The Guardian in July 2008.
Wait. I will give more context to this. She knows what my name is. She doesn't know me as Wendy. She knows I'm called Xiaxue. So how do you not know what my IG is? Like it's kind of rude to ask. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could have just searched the name. You know what my name is. You know who I am.
Yeah.
But you are like pretending, I don't even know what's your Instagram. I don't follow you. I'm so sorry. I'm Gen Z. I don't follow dinosaurs. Like kind of vibe, Yeah. So it's just like... Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Like maybe the young people, they don't really understand the extent to which you were known in Singapore, right?
Right.
Or even out of Singapore.
Yeah,
because,
but she looks like she doesn't know anything lah, so it's okay.
Okay, we'll find out her name offline later, and then that'll be
sure.
interesting.
I don't think you. I don't remember her name. I'm so sorry. Yeah, she's just
yeah. No, so the Guardian in the UK wrote about you in July 2008. part of Xiaxue's appeal is that she's offensive by Singapore standards. Xiaxue, perhaps corrupted by reading California-based Sweet Valley High books, is the opposite of the Singaporean ideal of what a woman should be like. She's bitchy, she swears, she wears chio, pretty but provocative clothes, writes in intimate detail about things like panty liners, and flaunts her American boyfriend.
Oh.
So that was what was written about in 2008.
Sure, it's quite accurate. I really do. How do they know I read Sweet Valley?
I think
so you do.
I do.
it was you probably blogged about it.
Yeah,
love
you
it.
blogged about it.
Oh, I probably
So
did,
you ran probably. Yeah, essentially you are the blog mother of Singapore,
Right.
And everyone was reading a blog, and you were writing a lot of things like they say panty liners about.
I don't remember talking about
everything.
panty liners, but okay.
But I do remember it was very entertaining to read. Harish, do you remember some of the stuff that was written on Xiaxue's blog last time?
I think, it was just something you wouldn't expect out of Singapore. I don't specifically remember like the panty liner part.
Okay.
Which I know it sounds like you do.
Yeah, I mean, it was in a Guardian article.
It's in the Guardian article.
So the interesting thing is that I brought up the article. So because there's a hint of something in there, right? Saying that you seem to have been corrupted by very Western influences, and that you are dating a foreigner and everything. So today's episode, we are going to cover the topic of the origins of the Sarong Party Girl.
Oh my God.
And that's why I felt like, okay, well, Xiaxue is the perfect person to talk about this, because it's been insinuated in stuff written about you. But I do want to ask you, like, the term SPG, when do you think that term actually originated?
I think it was before our time, right? It was before our time. People were already saying this SPG thing. I think it came from some Mr. Xiaxue, is it?
Mr. Xiaxue, really?
I
don't know.
No idea.
I feel like it came from some comic somewhere. It must have been some origin, maybe a newspaper comic strip or like whatever.
So you're thinking 70s or 80s? That
Maybe
time,
90s, but
90s,
I'm not sure. But I know that the term was already around.
Yeah.
And has been around. And you do see the Sarong Party Girls around. But once I started dating Ang Mo, everyone started to call me that. Worse to the fact that like they were just like, oh, you really, really love white people and like being white. Because I myself would wear coloured contact lenses and dye my hair blonde. And like I'm very colloquial. I'm like very, very like full-blown true blood Singaporean, you know. I listen to Chinese songs. I'm not Ang Mo Pai at all.
So the SPG term was used as an insult when they called you that, is it?
I think so.
Okay.
But you knew of the term
Yes,
at that
yes,
time
for
already.
sure.
What
Yeah,
did you think of the term?
Yeah, what do you feel when people started calling you that?
I just feel like I'm not one of them, but like I don't particularly feel that it is extremely insulting. When I hear people say that, I just assume that it's very angry local men who are very angry that local girls are dating Ang Mo's law. Yeah.
Do you actually have a sarong last time, or you never had a sarong before?
Maybe leh. What kind of sarong? The beach kind of sarong.
Yeah, that kind.
I think maybe have lah.
Probably
A lot of people have what.
Uh-huh.
I just tie a piece of like but I don't often wear it like if you ask me.
So you
probably
never
one of those
got
things.
self-conscious that, oh, I don't want to wear
I
sarong.
probably don't wear a sarong, is it? Yeah, maybe. But I feel the look, right, that I have is really very not Sarong Party Girl.
Okay.
So they have in my mind, I don't know if it's still accurate, they have this, like they're very tan. Right? They're very tan. They like to be tan. Not that they are like darker skin, but they like if they are Chinese, they go and suntan to become like tan. And then they speak with the Ang Mo accent. Right? They only hang out with Ang Mos. They basically don't really have any local friends. That's what I think. Right? Yeah. And they drink beer.
Yeah, correct. So you're actually describing a lot of the characteristics that people put on SPGs. But actually, just to go back to the question earlier, the term SPG, Sarong Party Girl, was actually coined during colonial era.
Oh, wow.
In the 30s, 40s, when there were parties being organized by British troops who were in Singapore. And then they would invite local girls, and they were nicknamed Sarong Party Girls.
So they wear sarongs to
They
go to the
typically would wear sarongs.
Really?
Oh, freaking
Yeah.
Oh
But
my God, that's so old.
The negative connotation is that they were sexually loose and socially wild girls who were looking to snare a white husband.
That's probably true lah.
Yeah. So that was what it was back then, and so the whole sarong thing was like a bit of an insult lah. It started back then. Yeah, but it has evolved over time to what you say, to some of the characteristics. I think you mentioned fake accent, right?
Fake
Speaking
accent.
Dressing quite
Provocatively. Oh, they like tiger print,
tiger
leopard
prints.
print. Yeah.
Leopard prints, yeah.
The big hair.
Yeah. And there was a reputation that they were gold diggers lah.
Oh, yeah.
Because, the whole expatriate, you did
Yes,
expatriate thing.
yeah.
I mean, you mentioned something quite interesting that it might have got a resurgence because local guys were angry that there were local women dating white people, right?
Right.
Have you heard of this musical called Madame Butterfly?
No.
It's
Yes,
an
but I never
opera.
watched it.
Yeah. So there was something called the Pinkerton syndrome from it because the lead character, Lieutenant Pinkerton, American guy, he marries a Japanese woman while docked in Japan for the war. But he plans to abandon her as soon as he leaves the country. So that became an opera, and then the whole thing was called Pinkerton syndrome.
Okay.
So if you go to Wikipedia, it's funny because Pinkerton syndrome and Sarong Party Girl are cross-linked to each other.
Oh.
So I think if you go internationally and you say Pinkerton syndrome, people understand.
So Pinkerton syndrome means referring to a guy who likes Asian girls,
It's like yellow fever like that.
Yeah. But
but intending to dump her. Is it? Okay.
Or like he's just traveling there and there's some quality of
like
Asian
a fling
person he
and
likes.
then, okay.
But also you're talking about, skin color and all that as well. There's also, not just in Singapore, I think in Malaysia as well, it also refers to Malay or Indian girls with a sexual attraction to white men.
Oh.
So all this is not very positive portrayals of it.
I didn't
right?
know it's specifically referring to other races. I thought it's like all races as long as you want to like suntan and look.
Yeah. But you do mention that you feel that you never looked like what an SPG looked like.
Yeah, I was
right?
into tanning for a while thanks to like Lindsay Lohan and like Paris Hilton. But like I don't think so. Usually I go for the more cutesy kind of like girly vibe. Yeah, it's not I don't do the leopard print, the sexy look lah.
But about hair color and all? Was your hair always, it was never always pink right?
It was like pink, blonde, purple. It's not really the SPG look, I feel lah. Yeah.
But was it a conscious thing to distance yourself from the stereotypical SPG?
No. That's just what I like. Yeah. Be very consistent. Like pink is my color, like yeah.
Okay, but when you were in school in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Did the term, was that a very common term that people used to describe other girls?
I was still a teenager, so I wasn't very involved in like the social political,
quite innocent, innocent
yeah.
about these kind of things.
Yeah, it's like at that time you don't even think about angmos because angmos don't infiltrate our lives when we are teenagers.
Okay.
It's only when you maybe go to work then you start seeing angmos. In school, it's all locals.
True.
Yeah.
Back then.
Back then. Yeah.
But Harish, you know about the term SPGs when you were in school in the 90s?
Maybe he ACS then got a lot of angmos.
He RM.
Right.
No
Angmo.
No
Zero?
girlfriend,
Really?
No Angmo. No girlfriend also. No girlfriend. Yeah, just play sports. So I think the term I only started to realize was maybe army.
Oh, okay. Why specifically army? Like,
I don't know because I don't remember talking about it in school or hearing the term in school.
I
For you?
see. Yeah, I think only when you really start going out there and hanging out with adults and going clubs and all that, then you start to see, there's certain kinds
You
of...
really have if you go to like certain kind of bars or what where there's like it's very angmo centric, you really do see that kind of girls and they really all look the same and sound the same.
Yeah. So it was actually quite prevalent in adult life. Such that in
I remember there was a blogger called Sarong Party Girl.
Yes, we'll go there.
Yeah.
But before
suddenly
her,
remember.
Yeah. But before her, in the 1994, there was a book released called The Official Guide to the Sarong Party Girl.
Oh, right.
And it was written by Jim Atchison and illustrated by Theseus Chan. Jim Atchison was he's an Australian, and so he wrote quite a sexually charged depiction of SPGs.
Right.
So I will quote you some excerpts from the book. He says, Singaporeans think SPGs are a little better than prostitutes. Expats disagree. They think she is a lot better. She's free.
Oh my God, this guy is so sour. I love it.
So he says, she's the sexually proficient goddess who's caught in between her Western liberal fancies and her Eastern roots.
And the person he wrote it with was a Singaporean?
Singapore illustrator. So I mean, you're hearing all this, and if you look at the pages, it's actually quite...
He was going to get cancelled so fast now.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
There's no
we
way
used
this
to
would
have
come
so
up
much
back then.
freedom, we can just call people prostitutes. Do you remember last time when every time, right? I'm so sorry to digress from this, but I just miss those days where people would call you like you are such a fat pig. That was the defect.
Okay.
Like the de facto like insult. When you just insult someone. I used to be called fat pig all the time. And it's just like now you can't call people fat. You can't call people pig either. It's just like...
So you miss that?
You miss those days,
I just like... Yeah, I don't want to call someone a prostitute if they are slutty, but I can't. Like, okay.
Yeah, you are a writer lah. You like the descriptions. And everything, right?
I just feel this whole euphemism thing is just a little over. Yeah, sorry, continue.
No. But I think it's all very relevant because, Singaporeans got quite offended by the stuff that you wrote.
Anyway, I love that. I'm going to use it on people from now on. Yeah. Little better than a prostitute. But you think she's much better than a prostitute because she's free.
She's free, yeah.
I love that so much.
Well, there were letters written to the Straits Times, obviously. People were angry and things. And he even had to reply with a letter, an article to the Straits Times with the title that satire can help demolish the SPG stereotype.
Right? That's not satire, but okay.
He called it satire, and he said that, basically the gist of it was that in today's Singapore, residents need to look at newcomers, look at foreigners, and make their own decisions. Acceptance by Singaporeans has to be earned and not taken for granted. A new maturity is at large. So I think he was...
Well, he sound like this one ChatGPT, right?
No, but this was
Pre-ChatGPT.
1994.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Pre-ChatGPT.
So funny.
So he was challenging Singaporeans to open their minds a bit, and if you laugh along at something, maybe over time it will just make its
So
way
who are
out.
the angry people? The SPGs,
I would say Singaporeans because if you really look at the content of the book, they even sketch like convent school uniforms and like being very short and everything, and talking about how SPGs start from very young and things like that.
Oh, so it's a bit insult Singapore.
Insult
That's why even if you are
Singapore,
not a SPG,
yeah.
you
A bit
also
creepy
feel
also
angry.
lah.
Creepy lah.
Creepy also.
Like an old guy talking about girls in
Right,
school
right,
uniforms.
Wait, so
and all.
that book was available to buy in Singapore?
It was available to buy in Singapore. So I want to ask, how do you
I
think the
remember
public...
that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I also remember there was a
How
book.
do you think the public reacted to the book when it was released?
I mean, I would imagine got people not happy also. That's why they wrote the letters lah.
Yeah. What do you think it was?
I think,
Oh wait, I think got what?
well,
Go on.
it's just very funny that when people were angry in the past, they used to write to Straits Times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the only
There's
outlet.
nothing
There was no blog
else you
yet.
could
There's no
do.
blog yet.
But I also think it probably sold very well.
Yes, it actually made the Straits Times bestseller list.
Oh, wow.
Alongside True Singapore Ghost Stories, Catherine Lim books.
Right,
and all.
right,
So
right.
it was so successful that he even released 2 more books. So there's a
Really?
whole trilogy.
I remember there were more than more
It was a
than
trilogy.
one book.
So it's become what? Sarong Party Woman?
No, it's just
Sarong Party Grandma?
Revenge of the Sarong Party Girl and the SPG Rights Again.
Oh, geez.
So, as much as Singaporeans complain, I think
They still buy it.
they still bought it, right?
You
And
want to be angry one.
yeah, the author had a very, not say happy ending, but he actually even created a very successful series of books after that called Mr. Midnight. I don't know if
That's
you've heard
the
of it.
guy?
Yeah.
Jeez, I heard of that.
Yeah, it's a children's
That
horror
got made into a
stories.
Netflix TV series, right?
Yes. So he went from writing about SPGs to writing a Netflix adapted book
So
series.
without the
Goosebumps
SPG
lah.
books,
Yeah.
no, Midnight, Mr.
Midnight,
Midnight, is a
Really?
Mr.
Netflix.
Midnight was also, yeah.
It's a
It was.
Netflix TV
Local?
series.
It was made in
Made-
Singapore, but
yeah.
he's Australian. So yeah, he lived in Singapore for about 2 decades.
I'm very
or so.
curious how he looks like. Confirm very uncle one.
There are photos of it on the National Library. But I think the general mood at the time was that this was all quite funny. It was all a joke because they even had parties in honor of the Sarong Party Girl.
Right.
So chinoiserie at Hyatt Regency in 1995, they hosted a sarong party where both men and women could get in free as long as they wore a sarong.
Oh.
So that was the kind of parties that people had at chinoiserie, which I read that it's quite a happening place last time.
Became a bit of a Singapore icon lah.
Yeah. They played games like best sarong and bimbo limbo contest.
Was there any like association tied to the Kabaya uniform of Singapore Airlines and all?
I read a little bit about that, but I realized that some people don't know the difference between a sarong and a kabaya.
So what is a sarong, Terence?
Sarong is just basically a cloth that you sort of wrap around your waist, and it can
Is
dress.
it a traditional Malay like outfit or like a Indian outfit or like what?
Yeah, it's primarily
You gotta
a
look at me, right? You gotta
traditional
look at me.
garment. No, I was going to say a traditional garment that local Singaporeans and Malaysians wear, and men also can wear it because you can just wrap it around
It's like
yourself.
batik or something.
Yeah.
David
It's a
Beckham
nice-
also made it famous, right? Remember? He wore
Really?
a sarong.
Yeah. It was so wrong. He wore a sarong. Yeah,
That's a joke that Ali G told, which Terence just plagiarized.
Oh.
But he's not gonna admit it.
correct.
Yeah.
So okay. This was all the 90s, long time ago. Even before we were conscious of the word Sarong Party Girl, right? But I think you touched on something. In the 2000s, there was a blog, another blogger who came out.
Yes.
Her name was Isabella Chen, and she started a blog called
It was very
Sarong
dinosaur.
Party Girl.
Nobody hearing this will remember. Confirm.
Exactly. That's why I remember it.
But she's quite popular last time.
Yes. Back then, it was a big deal because she was 17 years old in 2004.
Oh, really?
And she started writing about her encounters dating, white
guy.
men.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she even posted some tasteful nude photos of
Yes,
herself.
yes.
Do you remember this blog, Harish?
No.
Okay.
No.
But she was very popular and she
Yeah.
was featured on Taipei Times, Sydney Morning Herald, The Star. She became a writer, a columnist for FHM and Today.
Oh,
as
yes,
well.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but she gave like very, very clear reasons when she first started the blog why she preferred to date Caucasians, right?
Right.
And the first reason was that they are walking credit cards. That was her first reason. Second
wow.
was that they are better than local men in bed.
Oh, wow.
And the third reason is that they usually have their own home, whereas local boys live with their parents.
That third one is actually quite valid.
So when you hear this, like, what do you all feel? Like, do you think she was ahead of her time, or like was that very liberal for that time, lah?
I think it's cool that people can use to be able to say their opinions like this, lah. And I'm sure what she says is a very accurate portrayal of what other Sarong Party girls who want to date white guys, they're probably thinking.
Yeah. But you were saying that the local boys live with their parents thing. Was that something when you were growing up and dating, or that was that do you consider that as well?
No, I actually never really had an issue with like, okay, because my own home is I grew up very poor lah, so it's like my house no aircon. I'm happy to stay at anybody's house. Like even if you stay with your mom at another place, as long as there's aircon, I'm happy. But like I would say nowadays, like the idea of having to move in with your like boyfriend and his family definitely crowded lah. But of course, people prefer to two people. And I don't know about other Angmo countries, but definitely Americans are very independent, and by 18 they already move out and have their own place.
True.
Yeah, and anyway, the expats don't have their families here in Singapore, so of course they are living alone, right? Yeah.
But what about her saying that they are walking credit cards, lah?
I think in the past, yes, because in the past we really had a lot of expat programs where they get expat salaries and they get like free houses to stay in, and it's nice, like condos and stuff like that. It's together with the whole work. But nowadays don't have already. I feel like really don't have already yet. Yeah. I of course I don't have a lot of research done on this topic, but just based on what I'm hearing from friends and everything.
It's less apparent lah.
So I feel like we no longer do that anymore.
That's why I thought it was interesting looking at the blog again, because it really shows you what Singapore felt like back then, right? And it's such a different era and time. But even in that short time that she was blogging, she also gave a bit more insight into her thinking why she wanted to date.
She actually was quite eloquent, I remember.
She was a pretty good writer. She gave, I think half a year later, she gave reasons that were a little more introspective.
Right.
She said she felt that she wasn't slim enough by Asian men's standards.
She's quite skinny, what?
But she had those insecurities.
Oh, right.
She said, there's something about the other that makes it more appealing.
Right.
She said she wants to leave Singapore, even if it's to live in some suburb in, another country, in a Western country.
I wonder what she's doing now, man.
That's why I'm interested. She said she can relate to, Western culture and values more because of what she grew up watching. And she enjoys the individualism that Western culture has. So much more introspective about things. Yeah. But I think she also gave one final reason in this introspective article that I thought was quite interesting. She said can you guess what the most important thing was?
Go bird size.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right. That's
Really?
right. She
Serious,
writes, size was a big consideration for her, why she prefers to date Caucasians. I don't know, like from... I don't know whether it's just an illusion or that's what people have in their heads. But you're saying that girls should just come clean and say what it is. For what when they say they like big dicks, it means something else? Or what?
I mean, if you say like I only like big dicks, then aren't you insinuating that you are very loose and like?
I mean, hard for us to comment lah.
I mean, it sounds like it lah. I won't go around saying that lah, I guess.
Yeah. Correct,
it sounds a bit like it lah. Yeah.
So you can see where the controversy in her blog was from, right? But yeah, I think like you said, she was very eloquent, and she actually gave an ending quote that, Singapore, where the concoction of so many races and values, I have chosen mine and I'm living the way I wish.
Right.
So to judge my choice is to undermine the very nationalistic beliefs that Singapore is, a melting pot, right?
But I mean, it can be also seen as racist, right?
Yeah. Because
you're discriminating, lah.
Like the things you were saying earlier about the attraction of the other. I mean, it can be someone from China or anything.
Why specifically white, right? Yeah, you're right.
Why a Western person or anything, or Russia or whatever.
Definitely, I think the local, like the locals probably find it very offensive.
Yeah. And she said, I want to leave Singapore even if I have to live in some suburb in Perth or something like that.
Yeah.
It could be somewhere in China or anywhere else. Also,
true.
Right?
Why you don't go to Nepal or like wherever? Why must be
exactly.
Angmo country?
Exactly. And Singapore, we don't have suburbs, right?
Yeah.
But living in suburbs also is a whole other can of worms. It's quite difficult. And that's why this whole SPG thing has become such a part of our culture, where even this Sarong Party Girl, she talks about it as like her idea of like individualism and what it means to embrace different cultures in Singapore.
But you see women like that with this kind of thoughts, like who are very, okay, like what you said, introspective, with a lot of opinion at that time in like the early 2000s or like the 90s. It is totally true. And this is why I also went for Ang Moh guy. They don't like girls with opinions. Local guys. They really don't.
Local guys.
Local guys don't.
Okay.
Ang Moh guys can accept it. Yeah. So if like you are that kind of girl who has an opinion on things, they just generally can't accept it. I just want to say that like this is still not true today. Like the guys today are totally different. But guys in the past were a lot more traditional. They want a woman who is more gentle, submissive, meek. Don't talk so much.
That kind of describes you, no?
Gentle. Thank you. Of course. Yeah.
No, but what do you think changed? Why do you think that you say that last time local guys are that?
I don't know, leh. I feel like they have just became more liberal, maybe. Like they see media, they see women with opinions, and it's becoming so commonplace that it's like I don't accept it already. Even if in my heart I want that old school traditional housewife type who doesn't talk so much, doesn't talk back, just gentle, sweet, you know, like.
But that means in your past you encountered people like who, you know, maybe couldn't click with you because of your opinions?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like definitely when I was dating, you know, like a lot of guys would think that I'm way too opinionated, and it like maybe not so much in real life. They wouldn't tell me that. Maybe they're scared of telling me, but like just maybe some guys that I meet just don't like me back, or like then I see them date somebody else who is like polar opposite. But I that thought really. Like I really had that like idea when I saw the comments on my blog. Because when I start posting my views, a lot of male haters. A lot. Like they really gave me a piece of their mind, like shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about. You're stupid. You know, it's like you're such a turn off. I would never want to have sex with you. You're so disgusting. You were mean for that fat pig, etc. Right? So it's just like, so I really felt at that point, like, Singaporean guys just really cannot accept me. But yeah, I still want to be me, right? So it's just like, so I have to date like somebody else who likes me lah.
Also, that you really felt at that point like a Singapore guy will not accept me when.
I really felt that way.
When you look at the dating scene in Singapore today, the guys, you know, do you feel like it's a better scene for someone of your personality?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that a lot of girls have started to speak up, started to have successful careers, started to be more opinionated. They start to stand their ground, you know. So it's like now the guys don't really have much of a choice because it's very hard pressed to find that kind of girl.
But then there's this whole movement for trad wife now.
I guess so lah. They can try lah, but it's like it's going to be hard lah, especially in Singapore. I feel
maybe the idea of traditional also has changed lah, right? Now traditional is like Singapore women are educated. They have their own. They may earn higher
really
than
hard.
Yeah. But I mean, Harish, for you, like, do you feel like the typical like men 20-something, 30-something-year-old today is different from how you were back in the day?
I mean, I won't deny that the last time I also used to look at Ang Moh girls as like, wow, that's the dream lah. You know? That's why going to the US was like, oh my god,
I think it's all the porn, bro. Actually.
Right?
Thank you for calling it out. Thank you.
And also we grew up on Western media, right?
Yeah.
A lot of Western media. Terence, you don't
Nice
tell me
media.
you had no kind of like media, all sorts of media. But yeah, I won't deny that. Like I never thought I would marry someone of my own race.
Right.
I always thought I would marry out of my own race.
Why?
I don't know whether it's self-loathing, I don't know, or maybe it's just, I mean, back when I was younger, I wasn't as opinionated. I mean, in fact, I didn't care a lot about current affairs and all that. But I don't know, there was just this, the other thing, you know.
Right.
And I think I was not only the other West, other anything. Also, just felt a bit more exotic, a bit more interesting, maybe a bit more rebellious.
Yeah.
So that was that for me. For you, Terence, for you, like you were dreaming of your Chinese wedding from young.
No, but I do think definitely the exposure overseas. Then you realize every country, every group of people has cocksters and has like good
Yeah.
people, and
Yes.
then you can't be so you just can't just put people in a box and say, oh,
Yeah,
French
for
people are like
sure.
that, Americans.
But
like
before
that.
you went to the US, I think I had I had that
same.
same realization when I went to the US.
Right.
But before I went to the US, there was this like almost infatuation.
Yeah, I think we grew up in
So
an
your
era.
dream girl was a white girl in the past?
Yeah, before I went to the US.
Or was
Sweet
it like
belly high
blonde hair, blue eyes, big boobs?
That one, I mean,
You're
wouldn't hurt.
you're going to his porn preferences. right?
Hey,
Such
please,
history.
it's not about me. It's not about me.
Just Pamela Anderson, not really porn yet.
No,
Okay,
like,
yeah.
growing up with friends, and then like you're like, oh, Jennifer Aniston and all
Right.
that kind of thing. lah.
Friends,
Yeah, friends.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that shaped the idea for many guys outside of myself as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I mean, we're talking about. I did try to go like on Reddit and see what people said about it, right? So someone did make a very interesting comment on Reddit that maybe it's the fact that the main gripe is that Singaporean men are too closed-minded, and they have this one-track approach towards what a Singapore dream is, right? Which is, go university, get degree,
Yes.
find your high school sweetheart or whatever, get BTO, start family, all that. And there were a lot of women who rejected that dream, that track,
Really?
right? Do you feel like that was something that also made Singaporean men look boring?
I guess so. Yeah. And I think it's like not sexually attractive. Maybe.
It's not
So,
sexually attractive to plan.
to be-
BTO, you don't find BTO and aphrodisiac. The idea.
It's just like
Roll the
of
pineapple
waiting.
together.
Yeah.
Wow.
The foreplay for 4 years.
now that I'm older, yes, but like when I'm younger, definitely no lah. Yeah.
So boring, you find that Singaporean dream that for
Singaporean dream.
couples.
I mean, I personally find it okay now,
okay.
but it's just like I can understand why if you're young, you will feel that this is a very like I don't want my life to just be like that. I want to be special, I want to be beyond. Yeah.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that when you were younger, like Singapore can't contain?
That wasn't my concern. My concern is just that the local guys just don't like me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
okay.
it's like, I mean, even if I like them, they don't like me. So it starts to be like, I start to hate them a little bit because they attack me so relentlessly on social media. Nowadays, even if you see any news that's got to do with me, it's like the local guys are there. And they're still scolding me till today. But less already.
But
like
how you
last
know
time,
they're local? Because a lot of people under pseudonyms or they use la and all
it's
that.
that reading some local news. Why else would anybody else care about local news? Like foreigner go and read for what? So it's on Mothership. I know it's local lah. It's Facebook. That it's the uncle name like Huang Yong Guang or like whatever. I'm just like, okay, obviously local lah, right? Terrence Chen or like whatever.
Yeah. But something I also want to ask, right? In more recent years or so, Singapore as a country, as a city, we've become much more global. People talk about crazy rich Asians, Singapore and all that. Do you think that has also made, Singapore men more attractive in your eyes?
I think maybe now the local girls going for like maybe rich China people or like Koreans. I don't know. Yeah.
But I mean, Koreans, like,
Koreans.
now we
Japanese,
see
I don't know.
really good looking like Asian people, right?
Yes.
Do you think that has also changed the perception?
For sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I think like also because Ang Mohs no longer as rich in Singapore.
Yes.
That's one more
Very
thing.
practical truth.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the concept.
There's so many of those China people come here like wash money or like super rich, right? They just don't want to keep their wealth in China. It's like a lot of like them are just around like just spending. I'm sure a lot of girls like it also. Yeah.
So it's about socioeconomic status.
I think maybe
right?
that. Yeah. Maybe
But have
that.
you heard of this term called passport bros? Passport bro?
What do you mean?
Oh, you never heard?
The one I've heard.
Can you explain what a passport bro is?
From what I understand, is like is like a group of the digital nomads that go across countries and they share tips and tricks about how to pick up women in certain countries.
Oh.
Usually Asian or Latin American
Yeah,
countries.
there are Reddit threads and like
Oh.
stuff like that.
Oh, so it's like a boy forum.
kind of, but international boy.
But specifically, like, they have to leave their home country and come to Asia and
Hence the
spread
passport
their
bro.
STDs. Right?
Hence the passport bro.
Oh,
So they're
I
called
see.
passport bros, and yeah, essentially that's the flip side of Sarong Party Girl.
Why are men like that? Like, men are so sleaze. When they get together, they always talk about this kind of sleazy shit. Why can't you all talk about some wholesome shit like... Okay lah, sometimes I guess they do have like carpentry forums and whatnot. But
Yeah, we do.
Oh, so you say we are two guys getting together talking about creepy shit lah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thi-
no
thi-
lah, okay lah.
This is
good shit.
this is Xiaxue's first exposure to Tell You First. We also cover a lot of things in history and culture.
There are good guys. There are many good guys. Super a lot of good guys. Okay.
But yeah, the idea of the passport bro, because just in 2025 December, a man was caught rapidly swiping right on a dating app while standing in line at Changi Airport.
Okay.
And it became a meme that people are like, oh, this guy definitely passport
I don't use
bro,
dating apps, so right means he accept, is it?
You want to you find this person attractive.
Oh,
and
okay.
he was just swiping. He wasn't even looking.
Oh,
lah.
okay,
and this
okay.
was like before he even entered the Singapore.
Wow.
He haven't even crossed the border.
So that means I was a passport bro at one point in my life.
Because you were
lah.
doing that, lah, right?
You go to other countries.
No, like
go
if
and
I'm on
find
a
tail.
work trip or something,
Right.
yeah, lah, just try lah. When I was, like not dating.
How's the
and,
success rate like?
not good, not good.
no.
Yeah, not good. Yeah. There was even one time I think
You should just put on your profile working credit card.
No, this was damn embarrassing lah. There was one period where I was so kind of like I just want to date. I knew that I was going overseas, so the app offered this one thing: you pay, you can swipe in another geography.
Oh.
So I paid for that for 1 month. Then
How was
after that, yeah, terrible.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
after
you
that,
were before your trip, you were already swiping.
I was
already.
ready for people in that country. Yeah, I pre-swiped. That's the
Amazing.
depth to which I went lah. I pre-swiped lah. So I was like even level below passport bro. No.
But
I'm not
you were
even at the airport.
aspiring passport bro. Lah.
I'm not even airport. At the airport, I was at home in Tampines, just swiping,
swiping.
pre-swiping.
But okay, so just understanding this, everything about what people think about SPGs, and now that even guys also kind of escape the passport bro label. How do you think SPG the identity lah? How important is it to Singapore's history lah? Like when you look back at it, and was it an important thing that you would want to teach your friends who don't know anything about Singapore? This is what.
Not really
people say.
lah. I feel like it's a thing of the past already. It's like no longer relevant already.
But it's like
nowadays.
something that was in the fabric of our history.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think it was a big
Something to be proud of, man. I feel it's like a bit. I don't know.
But I mean because like even people did label you SPG.
Yeah,
and everything,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Have you ever had to explain to people that I'm really not the SPG type lah?
I didn't really bother there. Cause like at the end of the day, I was dating an Angmo, right? So I mean, if to a lot of people they just feel SPG is equals to someone who date Angmo. It's not like you have a like full on love for Angmo specifically. Yeah, if you just happen to fall in love with Angmo and marry one, you're still a SPG. So when they say that, I just assume they're one of these people who have no really any conception of what is a SPG. They just call me that because I'm dating Angmo.
Okay.
So I didn't really think to correct them.
So
Yeah,
also talking about just
instead.
now you said you want insults. Is SPG an insult? Do you think people should still use today?
Not really. Nobody, dude, it reveals your age, you shouldn't say it. Yeah. They're just, Gen Zs are just, what is that?
Yeah,
they don't understand. Yeah.
Okay,
They probably have never seen one in the wild before.
Yeah. How about Harish? Do you think that it should retain its value as an insult in Singapore lexicon?
I think
Is
it's
it
not
insult
relevant
though?
anymore.
Yeah,
I think it's not relevant anymore.
Yeah.
I think because now, you
It's a
see.
bit like Mr. Xiaxue icon like that. Is it like really?
Yeah, it's not relevant because I mean, like the sheer number of Caucasians who are now in Singapore, and you see them doing not just the white collar, high level, C level jobs.
They're taking bus. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw a Caucasian guy come down a HDB staircase going to work. I was like, whoa.
Oh, my upstairs neighbor is Caucasian.
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa,
Yeah,
something changed.
married like a normal Chinese lady, don't look like SPG one, just like normal.
okay.
Two or three Eurasian.
But you think there's a modern equivalent?
of SPG right now? Not really lah. Don't know. Have meh?
I actually think it's quite hard for a Singaporean like woman now to be like SPG per se lah.
Why
Because I think now you hear a lot of things about Singaporean guys going overseas and finding wives, lah, right?
Oh yes.
Whereas Singaporean girls are seen as like maybe almost like too educated.
Yeah. Singaporean girls, them poor things, actually, now.
Why?
Like, yeah, because I feel like a lot of Singaporean guys don't want local girls already. It's like,
Really?
yeah.
So the
Looking at
infatuation
you.
with the other married local girl. From Heartland or
Support local.
Heartland, support local.
Yeah.
But that means the infatuation with the other is still there lah.
Maybe lah.
Maybe that's part of human nature lah.
I think maybe also Singaporean guys have the same like concept as I did when in the past. Like they feel the local girls also don't want them. Like or
so
maybe
now it's
they,
a flip lah.
It's also like because they always say that local girls are too strong-willed, too picky, too they ask for this and that. Their requests very very high. Whereas if you date someone who's a foreigner, like they request less and they are a lot more sweet. They're more romantic and Singaporean girls maybe seen as like sexually not so adventurous, I feel. Like when you think of a Singaporean girl, you don't think automatically, oh, sexy, like she's willing to try stuff in bed. You know, like you think educated, decent woman kind of thing. Like, yeah. Good mother, yeah, maybe that, yeah. Logical, kind of like, yeah, calm.
Kind of like the Singapore's brand now, like,
Yeah,
a bit boring.
Yeah, a bit boring. Yeah, a bit
but
boring.
safe.
But how
Safe,
come that
yeah,
doesn't
safe.
apply to Singapore guys?
That's why actually I'm quite curious now, because now, like, you know, when I was in university and everything, I always felt like, oh, being a Chinese guy from Singapore, you're at the bottom of the totem pole when it compared to like overseas dating, like, right?
Right.
But now with like all the K-pop stars and everyone's like, wow, you know, you got Korean pop stars and
Yeah.
they look so like the Asian. I love this Asian features, all that. Maybe it's a very different scene now, you know, when a
quite, I
Singaporean
think
man
so.
goes overseas.
Yeah, but I mean, if there is that notion that Singapore girls now are boring, I can't imagine it not applying to Singapore guys also. Like, what have Singapore guys done to escape that? The fact that a lot of Chinese Singaporeans can pass off as Koreans,
Maybe.
but the same applies to the girls, right?
Possibly, yeah. But the Crazy Rich Asians, that really helped our image. quite
That
a
didn't
lot.
help the Indians, lah, right? Just the two security guards in the movie.
Oh, you got Slumdog Millionaire already, like, why you complaining?
No, but do you think the SPG it should be like acknowledged as a core part of our history?
I think that's the thing. I think it is, because in 2019, if you all remember, there was the bicentennial celebrations.
Yes.
Which was a bit weird also, because it seemed to be celebrating the 200 years of colonialism in Singapore,
Right,
right?
okay.
So there were some events where they held something called a Sarong Party, which was a rock opera that examined Singapore's complicated relationship with the colonial legacy. And then even the same year, you know, there was an academic paper about identity in flux, the SPG's pursuit of a good life, that was written by two professors in Brunei. Yeah, they just wanted to understand the SPG identity as part of our moral crisis debate, you know,
Right.
over the course of the 80s and 90s. So the SPG term, although it's outdated and all, I feel like it represents like a good chunk of like Singapore's history. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
you're right. Okay,
30,
in the
40
past
years.
where the Angmos came here, like earn all our money and then
Yeah.
like check our women, right? Yeah. So that was a
Correct.
significant part of our history.
But it also shows how Singaporeans, our identity, we have not really reconciled it properly, right?
Right.
Where, you know, we were a colony and we know that a lot of bad things happened to us as a colony, but at the same time, we're celebrating 200 years of colonialism and all that. So there people say that this whole SPG thing, there's a neo-colonial feel to it. And it's something that maybe down the road we will examine more closely as why we were thinking about interracial relationships like this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I also think it's damn important, but almost like the evolution of colonization and decolonization. Like, it was almost like we were colonized as a society.
Right.
But the Sarong Party Girl, just reading it, that, you know, they were intentionally going after these guys because they had money, they were different and all. It's almost like, okay, they got a sense of agency, you know. They're not the stereotype, you know, those war veterans in Vietnam who just coupled up with local women. Don't know whether women had a choice. This one is they are choosing.
True.
So, I mean, we just had, we've heard people talk now about how our minds are still colonized.
Yeah.
So that one is the hearts and the nether regions were trying to reverse colonize.
Yeah. But how about you, Xiaxue? Like, do you feel like the SPG thing, is that something that one day the women of Singapore can claim back and just have, it's part of our history, but we're not shy to talk about it?
I don't think any normal woman will say we as a SPG thing, because it's sort of embarrassing.
Okay.
Like, so it's like saying like, would I want to claim back prostitution? We as a prostitute group? Of course not.
Okay,
So I don't think anyone would really do that in particular. Yeah. And honestly, I feel that nowadays you'll be hard pressed to find a girl who tells you she particularly only wants to date white guys. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think there is probably, like what you said, like there is some self-loathing as well. Like you hate your country, you hate your culture, you hate your identity. That's why you want to go for something else. A little bit of that, And then we need to examine why it became like that for them. Like, why do you dislike everything about yourself, your country, your roots? You know,
But besides the introspection, how about, like, is there anything positive to say about the Singaporean guy, lah? Is there anything that you can say about the Singaporean
Singaporean guys?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Singaporean guys are great. If they don't hate me, then they are good. Yeah. But I think Singaporean guys, when people think of Singaporean guys, they are like smart. They are like logical, dependable, honest. Most I would say when you think about the good ones Of course, there's the ta kind of guys, right? So yeah, but unfortunately, a big part of them also is like those that go siam diu, dirty KTV, dirty massages also have. But overall, the good ones are like the dependent ones. They earn a good living. They take care of their children and their family. Then they like BTO with their wife. I think okay.
Wow, the Singapore dream.
So Terence, if a guy came up to you and told you, I only like white women, what would you tell them?
I think I'll ask the same also lah. Like, what country are you talking about? Certain country they don't shower every day on there. You want to?
I thought you just started this podcast saying you cannot box people in that stereotype.
That's true.
Guilty as charged. But that's what I'm telling people. You got to open your minds and understand yourself first before you go out there and proclaim your own preferences.
Yeah, but I guess actually there's really nothing wrong if you like a certain look lah. I think last time maybe part of the reason why I also wanted to date Ang Mo because I watched a lot of American shows, right? And they always show the jock stereotype and the cheerleader. I've always wanted to be a cheerleader. I've always wanted to be a mean girl cheerleader, like in those school shows, right?
Valley High.
Yeah. Like I don't need to be mean, but I just want to be one of those like girls, right? And then with a lot of girlfriends walking around, kind of cool, like wearing like trendy clothes. And I've always liked the idea of a jock. So I think when I met my ex, it was like he looks like the jock, like the face, like with the semi like blonde hair and the like all American look. It was very like typical like jock face. So I like that. It was attractive to me because you watch High School Musicals, like Efron kind of vibe, right? So it was just maybe that, or like watching Brad Pitt growing up, so handsome. Yeah, so I think you're just influenced by that. I don't know where this came from. What were we talking about just now?
No, we're talking about like the
why the other.
Why? Oh
why the other. Yeah. For you, Harish, anything that you look back at your old self and regret, like what you were asking yourself, why you think like that?
No, I don't regret. I mean, I think it was a natural evolution lah. And if someone comes to me and says, oh, they only like white person, like similarly, like you look at the whole northern hemisphere, there's so many different types of white people lah. The whole spectrum lah. We're like, okay, what's your latitude? White kind of white person, and your longitude lah. Find out exactly where.
Harish, do you actually fulfill your dream to date a white person?
No, I'm very happily date white person. Got
how did that go?
Not long.
But how did that go for your expectations wise? Be careful, your wife is listening.
No, I mean, it was like, I think the moment I went to the US, spent time there, I think what Terence said, you realize that, everything you thought about the white man, the white woman, you just see very similar types of the same type of Singaporeans you see them in over there, just a different colour.
What do you mean?
No, like what Terence said, you'll see cocksters, you'll see super smart people, you'll see assholes.
Okay.
So it is exactly the same thing. So this whole idea that, they are monolithic and everybody there is better looking, everybody there is damn smart, was, I think a few weeks in already, I was like,
Or even that everybody there is liberal. There are some people who are more conservative in the West than they are here in Singapore. So that's where I think, we've all been in this social media game for very long, and we've all survived. But you can tell that there's growth lah. Everyone has grown and learned something new also lah.
We're all with our race lah. I'm married. So it's so I mean that's why I think it's natural evolution. I don't look back with anything with regret. It was just thinking, I thought that at that time. But that's part of growing up. I would like to think.
Yeah, but I guess, there was a very interesting discussion on the Sarong Party Girl identity in Singapore. And if you enjoyed this, remember you heard it first on Tell You First.
Tell You First is produced by Ministry of Funny and brought to you by Mediacorp. This episode was hosted and produced by Terence Chia and Harish Lan, and featured Wendy Cheng. Sound engineering by Tristan Yak. Production manager is Zian Peck. Special thanks to Danny Cordy from Mediacorp. And if you're a fan of our work, you can follow the podcast on the Me Listen app, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. We have new episodes every Tuesday. You can watch our guest episodes on Me Listen, Me Watch, and the Mediacorp Entertainment channel on YouTube. Links to these will be in the episode description. Plus, catch Tell You First shorts on Me Watch and Me Listen, and on Mediacorp socials. Thank you for listening, and see you on the next episode of Tell You First.